hot takes, great debates, highlights, basketball. So the talk of the night obviously is going to be Zion Williamson and his great performance as the Pelicans did lose by 4 to the Spurs. Who cares? Who cares? We got Zion Williamson for about 18 minutes, gave me 22.7 rebounds and scored 17 straight points. Look, I was mad. I was watching that game live on ESPN. I was mad because at halftime they went to SVP, his Sports Center, and Zion had 2 shots. He had 2 points and 3 rebounds, and all they did was talk about Zion. And I'm like, yo, come on, bro. The dude only got 2 points. Talk about something else. Like, yo, don't force Zion on us. He's a #1 pick. He's going to be fantastic, but don't force it on us. Like, ESPN, I get it. You guys gave the Pelicans a lot of TV time, and Zion's been out for half the year. I get it, but don't force it on us. But he deserves to be talked about now. And just a heads up, as we get closer to playoff time, I'm going to hop on camera for a lot of these videos. When we get into playoffs, I'll be on camera for the end of all of my highlights. But obviously, Zion deserves to be talked about today. Going out and scoring 17 points in sensational fashion. He was incredible for that Pelicans team. I'm just kind of looking at the components of how this team is going to be structured going forward. You know, a lot of people are like, yo, Brandon Ingram's having his all-star caliber year. He should only get better with Zion in the lineup. I actually look at it a little differently. I think because B.I.'s an ISO guy, I think he's going to struggle to find his way with Zion. You know that Alvin Gentry is going to run that offense through Zion. The more minutes he gets under his belt and he gets his conditioning under himself, I think Lonzo's going to be the guy to benefit. Instantaneously, you saw that chemistry between Lonzo and Zion. Lonzo loves to facilitate, loves to pass the basketball. Now he's got a guy that can kind of see some of those quirky passes at the rim. Lonzo can really dish the basketball. He's got a really good feel for the game. I think Lonzo and Zion are going to be the ones that benefit from playing with each other the most. Lonzo don't want to take shots, and Zion wants to take shots, open shots at that. So I think this is going to be a good mesh between them. I want to know how that Brandon Ingram and Zion thing is going to work out. Brandon Ingram scored 49 points like a week or 2 ago. We were just talking about B.I. potentially being one of the last All-Stars, and now it seems like that's an afterthought. No one cares about that today. It's all about Zion Williamson, 17 straight points. And I wonder how that'll impact B.I., and I wonder how he'll find his way, because obviously with Zion in there right now, it's clogging up that lane a little bit. They have been able to play B.I. at the 4 a little bit, you know, run the 5 with Derek Favors or Jackson Hayes in the lineup as well. Jackson Hayes more agile than Zion right now, so you can move him around in the painted area. Derek Favors can knock down that mid-range shot. I wonder where B.I. is going to be able to isolate that with Zion clogging that lane, especially if they go Zion and Jackson Hayes or Zion and Derek Favors. We will see. I just think Zion's entirely too small to run him at the 5. I will see if the Pelicans do that lineup. I just don't think you can play him at the 5 when you got legit 7-footers in the league and he's no taller than 6'7", 6'8", best case scenario. I think if you're a Pelicans fan, though, that is more than enough to be excited about with Zion. And I'm fine with them taking Zion out at the end of that game and not bringing him back. I wanted them to bring him back so bad, the fan in me, but looking back, let him stay on that bench. It's not worth it. Let him get his condition under himself for a couple weeks. And if you're the Pelicans, what a great story that would be. They only like 4 games out of that last spot in the Western Conference. The Grizzlies currently got that 8th spot. Well, the Pelicans just beat the Grizzlies on Martin Luther King Day a few days ago without Zion. So if you're the Pelicans, you got to feel good about this team. And if they can make it to that 8th spot in the playoffs with Zion coming back, boy, that would be a great story. You get the Lakers in the first round, you're probably losing 4 or 5 games, but who cares? That would be a great story to see LeBron and Zion in the first round. The NBA needs it. Great for the popularity of the sport. And just great for Zion, I think, in his confidence going forward. I think there's so many things to look forward to. Just talking to one of my partners about Zion Williamson. He's not, he's not as good as Giannis yet. He's not, and he might not ever be as good as Giannis. Giannis is just a freak athlete. He's never going to be Kevin Durant. He's never going to be Kyrie Irving. He's not going to be any of those guys. He probably won't even be Luka. But Zion has this charisma about himself, and it attaches you to him, right? Like, he's not a struggle kid, but for some reason you empathize with him, and you want to see this kid win. He just feels so good. The energy that he has, it seems infectious. You know he's a competitor. You want to see this dude win. And there's something about him, and you don't see that often. We all followed him at Duke last year. He was one of the most popular college athletes we've seen in the last decade. Something about this kid, you want to get behind his story. And that's special and rare in the NBA, especially where I believe they struggle with storytelling. I think he could go a long way and easily be popular in about 4 or 5 years, more popular than Harden, Giannis, KD, and all these other athletes who clearly are better than Zion will ever be. But something about Zion, this it factor that he has, it's a great story to follow. And I think we're fascinated by Zion, the story, and we just kind of want to follow him throughout his career. He could easily be one of the most popular athletes in a couple years. And if we get Zion and LeBron in the first round, it'll be great for the sport. Salute to Zion, a great first night. You couldn't have, look, best case he would have won the game with a three-pointer, right? But outside of that, you couldn't have asked more from this kid in 18 minutes, gave you 22 points. That's great. You into sports, we got you. NFL news, I got you. NBA news, NBA highlights, NBA full coverage, feature stories, all that great stuff, I got you. We even got a little bit of Madden and 2K mixed in. Subscribe to this platform, and I got you. More quality content on the way. Subscribe.